you ever found yourself saying, "Why has no one bothered to tell me that my fly has been down this entire class?" Or "Why didn't someone tell me that I have lettuce in my teeth? None of you are my true friends." See, we say stuff like this all the time, but the reality is none of us really like hearing that there's something wrong with our appearance. None of us really like being called out by our friends. And what about the opposite? Nobody really likes having to be the person to tell your friend that there's ketchup on their forehead, right? No one likes to have to confront their friends. And we think this kind of thing is uncomfortable, but what about when it's a bigger deal? Like when our friend is in a relationship that we think they shouldn't be in, or when they're about to make a decision that we know is a bad one and is going to cause them to get in trouble. What do we do then? Some of us end up just completely avoiding these conversations, won't touch them with a 10-foot pole. But others of us love confrontation. We have no problem calling out our friends or our family, and maybe we're a little too quick with these conversations. But the truth is, no matter which camp we find ourselves in, we have to confront our friends. This is a reality that we all face every day. We can't avoid it. So here's my question. How do we maintain our friendships? How do we love our friends and still call them out, help them see when they're going to make a bad decision? Lucky for us, the Bible has something to say about this question. Galatians 6:1-3 says this: "Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path. And be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. Share each other's burdens, and in this way obey the law of Christ. If you think you are too important to help someone, you are only fooling yourself. You are not that important." So first, let me tell you one thing that Paul, the author of this passage, is not saying in what we just read. He is not saying that you are responsible for your friends' actions and their mistakes. You are not their parent. That is not your job. But he is saying a few things. First, he's saying that it is your responsibility to say something when you think your friend might be making a mistake. Second, he says that you have to share in their burden, which means you're doing this in a loving way. If you've ever seen the last Avengers movie, Endgame, there's a scene where all the Avengers are fighting the enemies and they're like failing and they're losing, and all of a sudden Captain Marvel flies out of the sky and she destroys an enemy spaceship in one fell swoop. That's what Paul means when he says share in each other's burdens. When your friends are struggling, help them. Make sure you help them with their problems. Step in and be a part of it. You're not fully responsible for it, but it is your responsibility to say something and to help them get back on the right track. But Paul also says that we have to do this in two ways: gently and humbly. When Captain Marvel came and destroyed that ship, she didn't first come and give the Avengers a big lecture on all the things they were doing wrong in this fight. No, she just helped them with the problem at hand. We aren't supposed to make the people around us feel like we're better than them because we didn't make the mistake they did. No, we are supposed to help gently and humbly. We're not any better than they are. It is our job to share in the responsibility and to help them in love. So put really simply, here's what Paul is saying. Let love be your filter. You guys know what filters are. You use Instagram and Snapchat. When you put a filter on your face that makes you look like a dog, and then you send that picture or that video out to your friends, they see you as a dog. So what Paul is saying is let love be your filter. Make sure that when your friends see you, they see love. So here are 3 situations in which you should let love be your filter. 1, let love be the filter for your involvement. Sometimes it's not our place to get involved in our friends' problems, but other times it is. So ask yourself, is this a situation where I should be involved and help share in my friend's burden? Sometimes it'd be helpful to ask an adult, like a small group leader, about whether or not you should get involved. Second, if you've decided that you should be involved, then let love be the filter for your words. Ask yourself, what would I want to hear if I were my friend in this situation? Make sure what you say to the person comes from a place of love and not a place of judgment. And finally, if you've decided that you should be involved and you've already chosen the right words, then let love be the filter for your actions and your responses. Ask yourself, if you were your friend in this situation, how would you feel love? Maybe it looks like picking your friend up from a party that they know they shouldn't be at. Maybe loving your friend looks like telling a parent or an adult because you know that your friend needs professional help. Just make sure that you put all of your actions in the situation through a filter of love. Because when we let love be our filter, we end up sharing the burdens of the people that we love.